to our Thursday live. So I'm feeling a little bit better today. So thank you for joining us if you're already here. I think Lucy did put a notification out that we're going to be on here this evening. So you're welcome to join us if you wish to. On this chilly November evening. We're not too far from Christmas. It's just around the corner. Can't believe it's come round so quick. Can't believe that 2024 is nearly over already. It's gone so fast. And, we've done so much in that time. And hopefully in 2025, we can make it even better and get more out there for you. Of course, you've got other things going on, with the readings and everything, but we'll try our best to get more out to you and, I hope you enjoy it.
I'll give you the phone first so you can see some of the messages coming in.
All right. Oh, it's like a delayed thing, isn't it? Like a delay. Oh, well, thank you for joining us. Good evening, good evening. Caritas Santa, hello Elaine. Santa Fe, oh yes. And Jonathan. My question is, what is thinking? Thank you so much. Thinking is what we do too much of, I think. We overanalyze everything, don't we? We think and think and think. And we've got to practice quieting our minds. But I don't think you can ever really empty your mind completely, can you? There you go. Let's put it back on charge again.
Yeah. So thank you for everyone who's joined so far. Yeah, you're feeling a little bit better this week, aren't you?
Yeah, I've still got a bit of it coughing left, but it kind of comes and goes. But I don't feel ill anymore or anything, but I just got a slight cough.
Yeah, it takes time. But yeah, this is week 3 of Trance Thursdays, and I hope you're enjoying so far. Week 1 was up, but we had to take that down because my mum wasn't looking too well in that video. So
oh, did I look like death warmed up then?
Yeah.
Scared Jonathan away.
Joe said, "Do you enjoy these evenings, Elaine, Lucy and Tom?"
Pardon?
Joe said, "Do you enjoy these evenings, Elaine, Lucy and Tom?"
Oh yeah, because it gives us all a chance to get together. Because Tom and Lucy are at home and work and busy, and I don't get to see much of them. And when we go to the demos, we're all together, so it is nice because I get to be with them. And
we find all the questions just as interesting as well.
They're my rock for this journey. They are.
Yeah, we enjoy it. We used to do them every now and again, but we've never done them regular like this, so it's really nice.
Oh, we've got a question for you, Tom. Lisa's asked, she said, this question is for Tom. What are your thoughts on what your mum does with Trance Medium and Jonathan?
Yeah, it's strange for me because it's become a little bit normal over the years. Something so unusual, but I think it's amazing, and it still shocks me even after all these years when I go to live demos and some of the evidence that gets given. So it still shocks me now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and over the years I've got more and more involved in it, whereas in the early years I wasn't really involved at all. So that's nice.
Yeah, it is nice when family are all together doing it because we're all part of the journey, aren't we? It's your journey, it's my journey, it's all of our journeys. So it's really nice to get closer to the spirit realm and know that they're, looking after our journey and watching over us.
And to Joe, I used to see spirits when I was young, but that I know of that I can't do it myself.
It's strange, isn't it? How these because when I was a kid, I didn't see any spirits at all. I didn't see anything or know anything. I think it wasn't until I was about 14 that I woke up and felt someone sitting on the end of the bed. And shortly after that, I moved up here. And, so it was, I thought it was just a dream, but the only time I've seen spirit is in a dream, and I've seen one physical spirit while I was awake, and that was that film star, Robin Williams. I've seen him while I was fully awake, sitting by the side of my bed. and it was quite strange actually, because then when he left, the room went dark again because it was night time, and he's the only physical one I've seen. Although we did all see their grandfather, wasn't it, in the doorway once.
Yeah.
We saw a shadow in the doorway, so we went in and checked the house. There was no one in here because we'd all been out shopping, and we saw him go past the door, and it was around about the time he passed, about a month or two after, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think he was coming to us again at Christmas time and saying Happy Christmas to us. So, you know, it was quite fascinating. I've seen a lot of orbs and stuff. Seen a lot of orbs and photograph them when the kids were little. You want to ask something?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, I think Lisa asked what I think of your mediumship as well. Yeah, I'm the same. I think it's fascinating, and I really enjoy sort of learning more as well, because I think every session we do, every live we do, all of the events, there's always something to learn. There's always a question that I've never heard someone ask before. It's always interesting to find more, and helping people as well. I think what you do and what Donovan does brings a lot of peace and comfort to people in times of need, and I think it's incredibly important work that's being done, and I really enjoy it as well.
It is,
yeah.
and the fact that you've joined our family, so it's like it was meant to be, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everything changed in Lucy's life, and now she's come right into it and sorting everything out, all the bookings and the demonstrations and all that. It's just really quite changed her life.
Yeah.
And changed Tom's life. So it does change people's lives. And I never would have thought of this years ago. I was just going on with my life and had my children, and I was bringing them up and just living daily life, basically. I always believed in it, and things always happened along the way in their lives, but I didn't get into it until I was, well, in my late 30s. So, but then I always knew about it with my father. So it, that was part of it. So I've always been into it. I've never not believed. There have been times where I've kind of like told spirit off because they might have said something and it's not happened straight away. And when you've wanted someone healed and it's not happened, and you get cross because it's your own family member, and you think, you said they'd be better and they're not, and then you get cross, why, and all that sort of thing. So there is times when you question things, and you've every right to, of course. But it's just, if you...
Before you go into trance, Sabrina asked, "Hi, do you see people's aura every day?"
No, I don't. I only ever saw one woman's aura in a shop, and she worked in a little shop that sold books and served these smoothie drinks. So I went in there and I saw all this green aura around her, and I'd never seen anything like that with anyone, And I see auras around things like, and I see faces in things like most people do, and I see scenery and things, and in the curtains, in the bedding, the walls.
Victoria asked, "Does your twin communicate with you, Elaine?"
Yeah, she's been a bit quiet lately. She used to communicate a lot. She came on my tape recording years ago, and my daughter and son have both seen her physically in this house. So, they see her physically. Not now, but they did used to. And of course, I've seen her flash her face in front of me with my eyes shut. Her face is flashed in front of me, and really quickly. And I knew then that it was her. So she does come to me. She used to come through me a lot, but she doesn't really, she's sort of in the background a bit now.
Okay. And a lot of people have joined, so when you're ready, I think we're ready to start.
Yeah. Okay. Right, if everyone's ready, it's going to go quiet for a minute. All right, Tom. Your throat's a bit. Can you hang on a minute, guys? I'll just go and get some honey and then I'll be back. Is that all right?
Okay.
It's stinging. And it hasn't done that all week. And as soon as oh dear. It's been behaving all week.
Yeah.
And now it's done that. As soon as I go into the trance, it stings.
Right.
Oh, I better not play up this time. Uh-huh. Good evening. Hello?
Good evening, Jonathan.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Wonderful. I will do the best that I can.
Thank you. We're just taking questions. Just before I start, it's not easy for us to answer personal questions through this way. So if you could keep them more spiritual, we'll try our best to answer as many as we can. Just to start off, Joe Berkshire asked, please ask Jonathan what he's working on in his own spiritual progression. What are the things he's being taught by spiritual teachers from the higher planes of the spirit world?
I am being taught how to communicate and mention different things, different subjects. It is elevating my soul, of course, because it is an eternal journey, but it is a wonderful journey in the heavens. And there is no ego here, so therefore I can progress in my own time because I have eternity in the heavens. So therefore, bringing new subjects and experiencing how to work with Elaine so that she may go a little deeper into the trance if she wishes to. So therefore, our two energies are working together and learning many things, because even in the spirit realm, you are learning. It is all about growing, isn't it? Evolving.
I do hope that is a help to her.
Yeah. One moment. So we're just getting through the messages to the questions. Question for Jonathan from Dan Levas. Why are some highly spiritual people predicting an upcoming wealth transfer?
I think that the fact that the worldly people are awakening, then that is making a difference, isn't it? Many truths are surfacing within that. Looking at it from negative and positive point of view, many truths are coming to the surface. Many truths are coming from individuals or raising up within them to be dissipated, to be let go of. And so, therefore, it is a great healing that is happening. Although you cannot see it because the world seems a pretty mad place at the moment, doesn't it, with all that is going on? But you see, in order to clear it all, you need to stir it up a bit. And so, therefore, because the madness is there, there will be a settling down. And there will be a change in energy within yourselves, you see, because once you awaken and realize that you are more than what you think that you are, that is when life starts to get a lot more interesting.
Jane has asked, if we have spirit around us, yet we are supposed to be reborn, can the spirits be with us and reborn at the same time?
Would you say that again, my dear? Do excuse me.
Sorry. If we have spirit around us, yet we were supposed to be reborn, can the spirits be with us and reborn at the same time?
Yes, they can. They can. Because you all swap roles on your journeys. You have many, many lifetimes together in your soul group. A group is not a segregation, it is a group of souls that have reincarnated and met in many lifetimes, you see. So therefore, in family units and friendships and meetings, that they may have had these lifetimes together and decide to come back at the same time. Yes, it is quite possible. So you see, for instance, if you get a set of twins that are born into the world, they would have had lifetimes together as separate, but therefore they choose to come back together.
Victoria asked, hello, Jonathan. Are your children with you in spirit?
I have one of my children with me. The other one has reincarnated. Yes.
How do you feel about your children reincarnating?
I am perfectly fine with it. I know their soul has a journey to make and learning to do and evolvement. So therefore his name is Ryan in this world. And he was my son in another life. He has met Elaine. And of course he is spiritual himself. But he was my son in another lifetime. My sons were Stephen and Paul.
Thank you. Lenny has said, hi, Jonathan. Can you provide any insights on the moon? Thank you.
On the moon. A big rock with a shining light. But there are I would say that you are probably thinking, is there anyone dwelling upon the moon? There isn't. But there are other beings that have flown past it, of course. You know, that does happen. It is real. But the moon is part of the Earth's evolvement, isn't it? It is in different positions at different times, in different seasons. So therefore, I would say that it is related in some sense to the Earth, as all of the planets are, because if they weren't there, the Earth could not be on its own. They are there for a purpose, for the greater good.
Does the moon have an effect on us at all?
Yes, it does. It has an effect on your moods. All of the planets do. Not just the moon. That is closest to you, of course, because it's the Earth's nearest planet that is nearest to it. But the moon does have an effect. The phases of the moon has an effect. And of course, the planetary movements and alignments have an effect too, besides the moon. And you've got to think that the other planets have their surrounding moons too, so those will have an effect. Everything within the universe will have an effect if it is going to be changing or going through phases. But as I say, your closest planet is the moon, and so therefore does have a direct effect.
Big G asked, Jonathan, can negative spirits mimic voices?
Yes, they can. Yes, they certainly can. Of course, I would say that they are not particularly in the realms that I am in the spirit world, but they are in between worlds, you see. So they are what you call in some sort of realm that is between worlds. So it means that they haven't passed over because their choice is to stay where they are because they're unsettled.
Thank you. Christine has asked, please can you tell us about reincarnation? Do we have a different family when we reincarnate?
When you reincarnate, you will have souls that have been with you in other lifetimes. And so you will know them, you will feel comfortable with them because they are your family. Even if they are not your particular birth parents and you have been adopted or something of that nature, those souls have been within your soul group and they choose to incarnate here to help you along. So therefore, you all know each other on a soul level.
Mamaji asked, what is thinking and how does it work?
Thinking is consciousness, but it is also subconscious and it is ego. So therefore, most of your thoughts are ego, others are subconscious when you go into sleep state, depending on what state or state that you are in. Everything is subconscious. And of course, the higher consciousness is, of course, communicating and being useful when you are in a sleep state or when you leave your body during sleep state to go into the astral. Yes. So there are many states of mind.
Dan Livers has asked, why are some highly spiritual people predicting an upcoming wealth transfer? Oh, you done that one?
Yeah, we've done that
sorry.
Ah, yes,
That's
yes.
quite further down. So another one from Janet. What did you do for a living when you lived in 1840 to 1885, please?
Yes, I lived in, I was born in 1845 and passed in 1891. I do have to clear Elaine's throat for her, yes. So in my life, my father built up a business and it was a horse and carriage business. So we hired out carriages to the gentry, sometimes smaller carriages, sometimes horse and cart. And so therefore the gentry would come to us and ask to hire out something for their funeral cortege, or they would ask us to hire a carriage for their day. Yes, that's what we used to do. And it was a highly lucrative business, seeing as that was the only way we could get about.
I have a question from, I can't remember the name, it's Barb. Do you put much value on horoscopes?
Yes, they are. They're very good. They are real, yes. And of course, if you get one particular star sign, you have usually two sides at either end, don't you? So therefore, one Cancerian may be different to the other. One Cancerian may be more, I would say, embracing, and another may keep their feelings to themselves, but they will still be a loving, caring person, of course. So most of you are loving and caring, but you all have your traits from these star signs, and sometimes when you look at them, some of you find that they are aligning with your way of life. Yes. So it's very real, yes, and they have been used for centuries.
So Narelle has asked, how does our spirit team show us to navigate our soul's contract?
Well, they put you in places and send you signs, and they are us sending reminders of what your soul had chosen. So, for instance, if you go to a medium or you get a message, well, this is going to happen in that future time, and then it happens, then they are giving you a reminder of what your soul's path is. But your guide will do the same, you see. So they would say, well, trust in the universe, this is going to happen, that is going to happen, then it happens. And so they are letting you know of your path's alignment, your soul's alignment with that path. You are walking it, you are living it, you are experiencing it, and you have already planned it. So they are reminding you of it. and guiding you through it.
Farik asked, "Hi Jonathan, please can you tell us how souls come into existence and why we all need to go through a journey of growth to ascend to becoming pure light or source?"
Well, again, although you are pure in the spirit world, there are two sides to everything. You see, there is earth, there is heaven. And there are many two sides to everything. There are two sides to a coin. There is land, there is water. So there are opposites to everything. So there is heaven, there is earth, and we choose to have the experience on earth, to experience what it would be like. And we don't get bored in the spirit world, one might say. We don't get bored there and say, well, we want to have a life down on the earth there and experience. It is the two sides that you experience. So you experience the greatness and you experience the negativity and positivity in this lifetime. So therefore, we choose to live a physical life and have physical experiences. And we learn through that, and our soul is evolving. Evolution of the soul, you see. And so therefore, by having these two experiences side by side, opposites, but together, then our soul is going to evolve to a point where we needn't reincarnate again.
Melanie has asked, do we really all have a purpose, and how do we know what it is if that's true?
You all have a purpose, yes. And it is true because there is no one on this earth that doesn't have a purpose. Although they may think, well, I'm not particularly doing anything special with my life. Do I have a purpose? Yes, you do. You are all worthy of love, and you are all someone. So you're all special.
Paivi asked, "Why are there such differences in spiritual information? Another medium has said that there are different possibilities, free will for the future events, most probable ones being aligned with soul plan." Sorry.
Well, the soul has chosen it all, you see, because that's why I explained to you, when you go to a medium or you go to a particular tarot reader or a medium like Elaine, and you are told future happenings and they all come true. Now that gives you the absolute proof that when that comes true and it is in perfect alignment with that person's message that they have given you, it's all present and correct, that it shows you that the soul has the free will, not the human. The human is the overcoat for the soul, and so therefore it is the soul that makes the journey in the physical world with the physical overcoat. So therefore it's not the human mind and the ego that makes the choices, it is the soul that plans the journey. And it knows exactly what it's going to learn from that journey, what it's going to experience. So the free will is the soul, you see. It's impossible for the human to be the experience, because that is just the flesh and blood of you. That is just the makeup of the physicality of you. But your soul is the reality. And so it is that has the free will. And I will never change what I'm going to say there, because it is real.
Thank you. Christine has said, "Hi Jonathan, why do spirits have a life review?"
They have a life review, and they can see all of the good times and the not so good times, and they can understand how they have made other people feel and how other people have made them feel in life. They can see the experience of the love that has helped them to grow in their physicality, in their physical life. And of course, their soul will evolve from that. But, when it comes to the negative side of it, if a soul had, in the human life, had particularly hurt a person that was on the earth, I don't mean physically, or I could mean physically, but mentally hurt them really badly, they experience what it felt like in the heavens. You see, they have the emotion and they experience that, and they don't particularly like it, but they've understood that, yes, that's how I made them feel. Maybe I need to learn something from it. I may need to go back and have another life and experience what it felt like. You see, that sort of thing.
Just asked, "Are we all getting ready for the age of Aquarius?"
Well, I do believe so, yes. There are going to be 3 planets that align, and that is going to change the energy somewhat. Quite often you would say, well, planets align, but not all of the time. Some of them take many, many centuries to align, and 3 of the planets are going to perfectly align, and that is going to bring about quite an energy. And I do believe more of a positive energy in the sense of evolvement and speaking out and all of that sort of thing. Yes, it's going to have an effect. So it is the age of Aquarius, yes.
Thank you. Aquamama has asked, do we all have a guardian angel?
Oh, yes. And Elaine's is here with us tonight. They don't require names, but sometimes they will give themselves an identification for you to relate to them. And you may not need that, but some would have something to call out to relate to. But they are assigned to you when you come to this physical world, and they stay with you, they go everywhere with you. They never leave your side.
Maria asked, hello, Jonathan. What do you know about the 3 days of darkness that a lot of mediums are talking about? Thank you so much.
Well, it's not about a power cut, is it? Have you paid your electric bill, they say. We do have a sense of humor in the spirit realm, you know. Yes. So I would say no, there's not going to be 3 days of darkness now. That's more looking at it from the biblical sense. I understand that sometimes when you have eclipse of the sun, it may go a little darker. So you may find that there may be an eclipse of the sun again. And I do believe that will be in the warmer months of the year. So that's when the slight darkness comes over the sun. But you're not going to be in complete darkness now. The only time you would be in complete darkness is if there was an overload on your grid and you would have a power cut. But other than that, no.
Kay has asked, hello, Jonathan. When starting meditation to connect to our spirit guides, is it important to protect ourselves from other not nice spirits that might try to infiltrate?
I would say yes. I have always recommended protection, prayer and protection. Intention is a good thing. So when you're starting and when you're finishing, you know, that prayer and intention, because that is what it is. It is an intention. So whatever you think, you are bringing to you see. So if you want the light, be the light. You are the light. Bring the light.
Something else asked, is there such a thing as a soulmate?
Yes, there is. You will have many soulmates in your lifetime. You may find that your pets are your soulmates. You know, you have a wonderful rapport with these people or these pets. And they are your soulmate because you feel good around them and you spend a lot of time together. You feel as if you can talk to them about anything, you see? So people in your life, your friends, your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, you may have more than one soulmate.
Thank you. Aurora Violet Light has said, hello, Jonathan. If we mourn too much, do we stop our loved ones from passing over properly?
They know that you grieve, so you're not stop them from passing over properly. That is fine. They may hang back and they want to give you comfort, but they still go to the heavens.
Shrewsbury woman asked, are all of our guides capable of speaking for us like you do with Elaine, please?
Not all choose to communicate that way. It depends on what the soul's journey is. But there are many that do have the ability to go into an altered state and for the guide to come and communicate or to come and heal. Yes. It all depends on what your soul had chosen. If your soul had chosen that, then it would be. It may have chosen another spiritual pathway. But whatever you do in the way of spiritual matters is beautiful anyway.
Thank you. Joe has asked, what is music like in the spirit world and are you musical?
Yes, I do like a little bit of Mozart, actually. He was a good musician. And of course, yes, music is beautiful in heaven. If you choose to listen to it, you could listen to anything that you wanted to because you think it and then it is there. But I must say, I do stop by and listen to the angels singing, and it is absolutely glorious. Oh yes, we can have music in heaven. I must say that the flowers sing to us as well, because they have a vibration, much like anything on your earth does. And so their vibration is a tune and they sing to us.
Yeah, just a reminder, we can't ask personal questions through this. There might be another way of doing it in the future, but on YouTube Q&A, it's very hard to connect to people on a personal level. So if you could just ask your spiritual life questions. The question here: how can you clean your soul?
By peeling away the layers of what you no longer need to hang on to, by loving yourself, by trusting in your own self, by trusting in the universe and in the heavens. So peel away the old layers of you and reveal the new ones. That's what you're doing constantly.
Thank you. Glenn has asked, Jonathan, if we leave our bodies during sleep, why don't we remember when we wake? Sorry.
Well, again, it's I would say it's amnesia, isn't it? You have amnesia when you're born here, and sometimes you can recollect things of the spirit world. But of course, you don't always need to remember it. Sometimes you are in a deep sleep state, and when you wake up, you are back into the ego state. So therefore, you need not remember. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Angela asked, Jonathan, is it usual for a family member to meet you when you pass over?
Yes, it is. They will be so happy to see you home again. And quite often, if a person is preparing to pass over, they will often see their loved ones sitting on the end of their bed waiting for them. Because we are gloriously happy when you return home again. It's like having a party of sorts, isn't it? When we see you arrive home, welcome home. We're happy to see you. We can present ourselves as beings of light, but mostly we present ourselves as we were, and we welcome them home.
Thank you. Angela has asked, hi, Jonathan, what brings you joy now?
What brings me joy now? Riding my horse beauty across the sunset beach. In the heavens, of course. And of course, coming to speak with all of you brings me great joy. Teaching you about our world and helping you to go on your journey.
We got the opposite question from Maria, who asked, Jonathan, what do you miss most from your earthly plan? You're awesome, thank you.
I don't miss anything. No. I was happy with the life that I led and the lives that I've led, but I don't miss it. No. I am happy where I am.
Thank you. Joe has asked, have you ever been taken to the higher realms of spirit, and what was it like?
We can visit there if we wish to, and it is so pure, so peaceful. It is peaceful in the heavens anyway, yes, but it is there is no need for anything. You become just pure light, pure essence.
Natalie asked, could you tell me about the archangels, please, and are they around us?
Yes, they are. They are actually very much watching over your world at this present time with the troubled times that you're in. And they are there, very much so. So if you want to speak to them, they do listen to you. Even if you think that they're not listening, they are. Perhaps ask them to send you a sign that they are around.
Thank you. We've had a couple of similar sort of questions regarding chronic illnesses and what we can do to heal them naturally.
Yes, by taking acidity out of your body. And it is a very strict way of living, of course, and difficult, and because there are many temptations. but living an alkaline diet is the way that you can help heal yourself.
We have been getting a lot of questions about escalating wars and things like that. Is this something we should be worried about on a world level?
Well, you know, I know that Elaine was speaking earlier, and as I say about the Putin, I don't want to say too much because, of course, you know, there is judgment there, and I don't want Elaine to be judged. But what I would say is I do not think at the moment, no, because I do believe that the gentleman in concern doesn't really want a war. And that is why he's not particularly retaliating too much. And I do believe that you know, talks with certain people in higher places will bring a quietness for a while, you see. So don't worry, just live your lives. It's no good sitting on the edge of your seat thinking, well, am I going to be blown to pieces? No. Besides, if you were, you wouldn't feel it. And one might say that not at the moment, no.
Thank you. Victoria has asked, what was your life review like?
Well, I must say that my life review, most of it was beautiful. And there were moments that weren't particularly beautiful. But, you know, with moments with my father when I felt that I could have got along with him and we didn't always see eye to eye, but that was our ego and that was our human life. But I always loved him. I was always very close to my mother. She was a beautiful woman and very wise and always there for me. Yes. So I didn't pass with any hatred in my mind. No, I always loved both my parents. And the best part of my life, of course, was meeting Elaine. But of course, she wasn't Elaine in that life. She was Miriam Ellsworth. So that was the best moment that I could ever have lived.
Thank you. And following on from that with your life review, Victoria also asked then, what was your lesson?
My lesson was to be more patient with my father and understand his awkward ways and look past them and see the love that I had for him and allow it to grow.
Glenn asked, hey Jonathan, if we have so many lifetimes, why are you representing as Jonathan now?
Well, because that was my most recent lifetime, and that was the lifetime that I met Elaine. And so that is the time that she can perfectly relate to. So I choose to come as Jonathan. But in every lifetime, it is the same soul, but in different existences and different presentations, but you are the same being. So I haven't changed in any lifetime. I've just lived out different stories, but I am still the same being that she knows.
Just to follow on from that, is it possible for a spirit guide to represent themselves as one of their more previous, further back lives?
Yes, it is very possible if they choose to do so. I guess we could come in many guises, but I choose to be this one. It's still the same soul speaking.
Thank you. Kay has asked, do you think it is a good idea for us to access our Akashic records?
If you feel that it is going to benefit you in letting things go and or experiencing previous lives and being fascinated by who you were and what sort of life that you lived, then that's fine, yes. It isn't necessarily a record, it is every thought, every deed, every experience that you ever had in every lifetime.
Okay. In answer to Threshold, it is my mum, so that's a yes. Narelle asked, how does one achieve patience for what is meant to be in your life?
Well, you know, when I tell people that things are going to happen, they say when. They get very impatient if it doesn't happen straight away. So I will give you an example of I gave some information to Elaine what was going to happen. And it came true 9 years later. So therefore, be patient, because what we say to you comes true, but not always straight away. And you say, oh, it hasn't happened yet. And then you go, oh, it hasn't happened yet. So we have no concept of time. And sometimes we will give a time within a time when we see these things are going to come about. So I would not go too much on time. So I would say that be patient and know that these things do happen, and when they are meant to. It's a little bit like a child waiting for the birthday presents, isn't it? They want them now. They don't want to wait till their birthday. So you see, be patient, and all will be revealed to you in the perfect divinity of time.
Maria has asked, is the soul the same person in the afterlife as they were in life?
Well, we have what you call an essence, and the soul is an essence. And the spirit of that soul is the essence, rather, and the soul is the light of that soul. So therefore, you have the essence of you, the makeup of you. And you will express it in many different ways in different lifetimes.
Okay. Just like to say thank you, Jonathan. We'll end it there because I know my mum's throat is still recovering.
Yes, it
myself.
is taking its time, but I do believe another week and she will start to be a lot better.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week, same time, all going well. And thank you, everyone, for joining.
I thank you, and God bless you all.